here today at Birmingham's Bullring Shopping Centre for the opening of Theo Paphitis' new Boux Avenue, the lingerie store that's taking the country by storm. Theo, you're no stranger to the lingerie business with La Senza and Contessa, but tell us about Boux Avenue. What's the inspiration behind it?
Well, you're making me blush now because I can't get used to this camera stuff in here. I'm in my day job. This is my day job. This is not TV jobs. I'm finding it really hard. Tell you about Boux Avenue. Boux Avenue is born out of a passion, and it's a passion of lingerie, not just my passion, because as you know, 150,000 million years ago, before Jesus walked on this land, I used to have a company called La Senza, which I sold in 2006. And most of the team that are responsible for Boux were actually part of that team. So many nights in bars and stuff, thinking what we're going to do for the future, and when we're allowed to go back into lingerie, we thought, well, why don't we start fresh? If we had a clean piece of paper, we knew we needed to develop a modern store, a store that's shoppable, but we also needed to have a classical store, something that you felt very special in. The changing rooms is one of the things that the girls always complain about. Why is it when you go into a changing room, you feel uncomfortable, you feel hot, and what's more, in the middle of January, you've got this fluorescent strip on top of you, and you're trying white lingerie on. Guess what you look like? Not as you imagine. You need that tan, you need that relaxation, you want to feel good and you want to feel sensual about your product. So the changing rooms were developed around that. Great mirrors, great lighting. You've got three modes of lighting in there, so you can actually set the mood, set the lighting for the product you're buying. So if you're buying bedroom wear, I mean, how often do you put really sexy bedroom wear on with a fluorescent strip over your head?
No.
You don't.
You don't.
Exactly. So Boux was born, and it's all about you. It's all about the customer. It's making sure that when you come to a Boux store, you feel special. You're not just buying lingerie, you're buying the reason for lingerie.
I can't imagine, or I can't envisage any competition for you on the high street. Do you see any particular competition?
Listen, everyone has competition. We have no God-given right or entitlement to open a lingerie store and expect ladies out there to come in and give us their money instead of going where they've gone to for years and years and years and where they feel comfortable. We have to earn that right. And that right has to be earned not just by opening a good-looking store. We have to earn the right by giving the service, giving the product, and making sure that everything that we stand for is not just talk, but is delivered. So there's lots of competition out there. I'm taking somebody else's lunch. And believe you me, people don't like their lunch being taken away. So they will fight hard to keep their customer, and rightly so. So we're going to share people's lunch rather than take it away.
And what do you think when people say there's a crisis on the high street? Do you think that's the case, or is it just a case of a lot of stagnant businesses came to the fore?
Crisis on the high street, be very careful. That covers a whole multitude of things. The high street is in a terrible predicament. Some city centres are in a terrible predicament. That's down to crap planning, as far as the local authorities are concerned, and some retailers not getting real. The world is changing. We're spending as much money this year as we did last year and the year before, if not more. We're just spending it in a different way. So part of my lunch is no longer in the shopping centre or in the high street. It goes to the internet. Part of my lunch goes to the supermarket. Part of my lunch, it goes to out of town big malls. So it does change. We need to evolve and we need to plan. And the failure to plan, of course, that old saying, is a plan to fail. And that's exactly what's happened.
Would you say that Dragon's Den was a turning point in your life? Because you were a businessman, but now you're a business celebrity.
It's strange because, as far as I'm concerned, I am that guy on the telly. But the reality is, I'm a shopkeeper. That's how I get my kicks, that's how I get my buzz. And I hate saying this, but I'd rather be in the store than be in a TV studio.
You've made some huge investments and some small investments over your career. Do you have a favourite?
No, I don't have a favourite. You have the good, the bad and the ugly, I call it. Everyone's an experience. Some you make money out of, some you lose money out of. Yes, we lose money as well. But we try and make more than we lose. I think that's the key. And it's the excitement. Many people who are successful don't get out of bed in the morning thinking, I'm getting out of bed to go and make money. You're getting out of bed because you're passionate about what you do, you enjoy what you do. And that's why the money's a byproduct. It's a scorecard. At the end of the year, you do your tax returns, you get a pat on the head, you did really well, or you did crap. One or the other. But in the meantime, we had great fun doing it.
Enter the Dragon, fantastic name for the book. What was it like writing that? I've spoken to other people that have written books and they said it's a bit like therapy.
It wasn't therapy at the time. Certainly now, I'm glad I did it because I sort of got everything out the closet, as they say, all the things that are bugging you. It was, you know, and things that you were incredibly proud of, things that you were disappointed with yourself about, things that you didn't achieve, things that you did achieve. It's just nice to put them on paper somewhere because it's like you've filed it, you've dealt with it, and you've decluttered. You now have got capacity for more.
With success comes money. What was your biggest indulgence? How have you rewarded yourself as you've gone along?
There's nothing worse than someone who's rich who doesn't spend their money. If you spend the money, you're recycling. Somebody else gets the benefit, it creates employment, it creates jobs. So I've got to say, I'm a bit of a spender. I like to experience, I like to do things because you're a long time dead. And when you're dead, someone's turned the lights out. It's all over. It's gone. Finished. So why waste it while you're here?
You've done a lot for charity as well. You have your own charitable trust. Can you tell us a bit about that?
We support comic relief, sports relief. The guys at Ryman have just finished a most amazing month of fundraising where they've raised just under £400,000 for comic relief. So we are in the middle of a recession and people are still incredibly generous. And for us, raising money for charity is... the guilt is a different type of guilt that you might normally connect with people fundraising. For us, we get more out of it than we actually put in because every time we go into a fundraising mode, whether in Ryman or now in Boux, surprisingly our business goes up as well because that whole enthusiasm, that energy that you get, because we're normally shy people, we don't like to go and talk to people. But because you do it for charity, all of a sudden everyone's picking up and we do wonderful things and we get things back. So it really is a massive win-win situation for us.
Do you ever get any downtime? Do you ever relax? I mean, even on a Sunday, you're twittering and turning business pictures and... That's
what I do. What would I do if I didn't do it?
You're on this planet for a long time, but how do you most like to be remembered?
One, you're not on this planet for a long time. You're on this planet for an incredibly short period of time when you think about the millions of years that mankind has existed for. Remembered, nobody will, in reality. Very few people are remembered. There's far greater people than I who have disappeared into the distant past that nobody remembers who they are. So I really don't worry about that. I just want to spend as much time on this planet while I'm here, enjoying what I do, and on the way, try and make as many people happy as well. You can't do it for everybody. Not everybody can, you can't touch everybody and make them happy, but, if you do touch somebody, you want them to feel better for it.
Last few questions, business tips. What 3 business tips would you give to anybody who's looking to start their own business?
Do your homework, work hard, and for goodness sake, make sure you've got enough cash flow.
Absolutely. And is there anybody that's passed you by that you wish you had taken up on a pitch?
There was a little blonde girl when I was at school. I'm pulling your leg. No, absolutely not. There's no time for regrets in life.
Brilliant. It's been so good talking to you. And every success with this store.
Thank you very much. Do you like it?
Yeah, absolutely.
For real?
Gorgeous.
Not because the camera's on it?
No, very much so. It is very, very
she said
beautiful.
the truth. Look into her eyes and make sure she's telling
the truth. I'm a good Irish girl.
Good.